A few Charlie stories.
Awesome. Hey everybody, I think we're here for mail call today.
Yes. With no mail and no packages.
No mail and no packages today. That's right. So
I can't imagine why.
I don't know. Yesterday there was some mail. There wasn't a lot, and a couple.
Yeah, but
packages.
all of a sudden we get a bunch.
You will, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's like Mondays you get the, you know.
Yep. And
They're
then
trying to tell us they don't want to work every day of the week.
Exactly. Where did I put my phone? Oh, in my pocket.
I don't have another phone. That's it.
Let me get this started. So hopefully we are good, and let me see here. And I can pull up the...
Elizabeth has the day off again.
Well, Elizabeth is over at Meredith. Yeah. So she was trying
She's working.
Yeah, she was trying to get all the chores done over there with the it getting dark so early.
Do what?
With it getting dark so
yeah.
early, yeah, it helps a lot because she's got a lot of animals that have to get in the barn and get fed, and so she can't start before it starts getting really dark.
They take better care of those animals than they have.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I'm not an expert on any of it, but
that's the part where Janine comes in. That she knows what they'll live on.
yeah.
They'll live on hay and water, period. And if you really are really under stress, there's no point in you dragging yourself out to get a little grain in front of them because they'll live. You know, they're all fat and healthy.
Yeah. The animals over there are beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. And the farm is
They
beautiful.
didn't come in that way.
It was nice to be able to go over and see it the other day. So, yeah.
And the ones here aren't doing too badly. I mean,
All the herd looks good. Yeah, they were a couple of them were real rambunctious and doing zoomies in the paddock and having a good old time yesterday. I didn't get a chance to actually go down and look at any of them today much because we were doing other things, but they're a good herd.
yeah.
They certainly seem to get along really well, which is nice. I don't think that there's any problems with any of the ones here getting along with each other. Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. You know, sometimes it's hard for us that are watching that, you know, don't have all these animals of our own to really understand why it is that the animals rotate from one place to another, but it makes a lot of sense. You know, I think that's one of the things that I've appreciated. I appreciate it when I hear Elizabeth or Janine or somebody talking about it, and certainly from being here, is all the thought that goes into, you know, where you put the animals. Yeah, exactly, and what you have to think of, and you know which ones get along and which ones don't, and if they're together or even in adjoining paddocks, there's still, you know, the fence fights and all those other kind of things. So that's pretty impressive. That too, yes, for sure. So what did you do today?
I don't know. What did I do?
I'm not sure what you did. I think you did go out. I think a little
we
earlier.
went banking.
Yeah.
Not my favorite thing.
Well.
Not my favorite thing. We went
Yes.
banking.
Not probably most people's, but then you were home most of the day though.
Yeah.
After that.
Yes. Because banking implies you got to do more paperwork.
Yep. And what Bob and I did today is I worked with the rabbits a little bit more. I only got a chance to do that once today. The one again is coming along a little bit more, a little bit less hesitant to have somebody touching it. So we did carrots and the carrot tops again, and I did a lot of petting with it while I was eating, a little bit, all over the ears, the neck, even a little on the chin, the back. I tried to do a couple times where I was using two hands to pet at the same time in anticipation of how you have to scoop them up with two hands, just to get a little more used to the feeling of two hands on there. That one seems to, he's the one that looks bigger to me than the other one. The head seems bigger. I think he's going to come along a little faster. But he let me pet him, and even after the carrot stuff was gone, he stayed around a little bit more to let me be near it.
If we could walk into a daycare center with a dog healing, and a rabbit behind them.
I think Elizabeth told me earlier, or texted or something like that she has a harness for
She's crazy. I looked
for
at
the
it.
rabbit, but not sure that it was going to be big enough to
It was
work on
tiny.
it. So yeah, so that may not work, but eventually maybe.
All the animals I handled in movies, I always put on a figure 8.
Yeah.
And that'll hold everything. They don't get out of it, and hang out. And that's what I would put on them.
Yeah.
Because you only need it for a little while before they all get the hang of it. Then
Yep. I'm sure.
I'm
I'm sure that the rabbits will come along. And then Bob worked in the new chicken area.
the chicken department.
Yes, in the chicken department. So the Teamsters had along one wall of the new chicken house area, they had done the top part of the wall, and when they were here last Saturday doing the cleanup and stuff, and Bob did the bottom part of the wall today. So that was a big accomplishment, and took a good bit of the day. So that was what we did. I had to go help him unroll the chicken wire, and I was the assistant, and Bob was all the brawn on it. So that got done. So that was good. And then this afternoon, Carly and I took Sizzle and Larky to a nursing home, I guess, type facility. Yeah. Well, I think that it was a residential.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and we visited with about, I guess, 25 people there. Yeah. So that was a later appointment. That your appointments are usually earlier
In the morning.
in the day.
This one was 2:30 in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
this one was at 2:30. So it makes it a little bit challenging somewhat. I think the traffic gets heavier out on the road, and things like that. But the dogs were raring to go when that was time for that. And everybody loved them. They were in the middle of playing bingo, and so they had to pause their bingo game. But we came in, and everyone was super excited when the door opened and the dogs walked in, and people started handing out the treats with the frying pan we use that works super well. Some lady that was there had a big bag of treats, bacon treats, and she wanted to give that for the dogs, and so we opened the bag up, and boy, Larky and Sizzle loved those treats. Those
Okay,
were
so
fantastic.
tomorrow they're all going to have diarrhea, so we might not take
Yeah, tomorrow
Well, we can
says
worry
there's
about
a
it.
no dog job anyway, so tomorrow.
There's
But they
that kind
love
of
those.
planning all the time.
Yes, I'm sure. So, but that was really sweet of her to do that. And then by the time we got back and unloaded, and then came in the cabin and had a little chat with Carlene, and now it's mail call. So that's about it. So.
It's nice to have the extra people around working. That's wonderful.
It is nice. I hope that as the time goes on and you get the whole farm back together, that there's an
People
opportunity.
seem to enjoy coming.
Yeah, for more.
Because, I don't micromanage. I mean, anything you want to work on, you go right ahead.
Yes, for sure.
I don't micromanage. nothing.
Yeah. So we're getting more comments of a Becky saying that she got her shirt today and she loves it.
Oh, good.
So they're getting out there in the mail. I still am not sure if there's more that need to be sent out.
There's hundreds of dollars we spent postage.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't
I'm sure
know
there
what the
was.
exact amount was. I meant to make mental note of it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I know Judy was not here today, and I think she was doing some of the mailing,
Yeah.
or so I just don't know whether or not there's more that needs to go out. And Karen is saying that she didn't get hers yet. So the weather here has been very nice, but cold. So since we've gotten into town, the temperatures dropped a fair bit.
Yep.
Coming up by the end of this weekend, it'll be a little bit more mild again. I think. But yesterday, the you know, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, I think was the high temperature for the day, and then the wind picked up. So every hour of the day, the temperature went down, and it got pretty chilly. So everyone was extra bundled. If you were out in the sun a little bit, you know, today was not breezy. So out in the sun felt really nice, but if you're in the shade, it's pretty chilly. So I think this morning I heard on the local news when I was watching the weather that this morning's temperature was the lowest temperature so far. I mean, obviously we're just starting into fall and winter, so you're going to get plenty of those, but it was chilly for everybody around here.
It's cold enough for me to start worrying about whether the stove's going to work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This stove, it quits every once in a while.
Yeah, I think that's the thermostat problem on there. So.
Oh, well, no. I know the thermostat problem.
And then.
But I've got other problems.
Yeah, well.
No, because I usually have the thermostat on 80. I don't know how it got down. I don't know how it got down.
Who knows? And yes, Janine left today. She left, I think, mid-afternoon or early after, or a little bit before noon, because she came down and found me where I was and asked me to get the house dogs back in the house. And luckily, they came in without any problem. I was fearful that I was going to open the gate down there and they weren't going to want to go back in the house. So I was like, whoo.
There are times when they don't, but that's all right.
I know. I've seen that on camera. I was like, oh, please go in the house. Please go in the house. So they
brought
did.
down the fences.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Yeah. Well, when I started coming up from the tea tent area, and then Sizzle saw me. She was way back in the pond area, or way back in the area of their run, and she saw me. So her head kind of looked up because I think she was like, okay, it's time to go in. Are you the one who let me go in? And Larky and Penny were out in the back behind her, just chasing each other and doing circles. But then I think because Sizzle knew I was starting to walk up the driveway, they alerted to it too. So by the time I got to the gate, they were all three at the gate. And Penny and Larky were wrestling a little bit.
One thing they come in for is a drink of water.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's one thing about the weather out here is with all the lack of rain, the air is super dry. Yeah, so I'm sure that they get as dry as us people do. So,
Right.
yes. And let me see. Where are your earphones? People want to know. They're right on her tray over here. Yep.
That's there.
Yeah. They were squealing when Bob and I first came in the cabin because I think you had been using them, maybe not. But
I'm trying to listen to this.
Yeah.
I can't read fast enough. You know, it's a whole big bunch of problems.
That is hard. And somebody's asking where Elizabeth is again. She's over at Meredith, so she's doing the evening kind of chores that she normally has to do after she leaves here at mail call. So. At least for these few days that I've been able to help out, gives her a chance to go do some of that a little bit sooner in the evening, because their days are long, very long when they start.
They have a lot of work done, but the place is spotless.
Yeah,
and it has to be.
Yeah, it's really.
He likes it that way.
It's really something to see.
Because I spent the last time I was over there for what, 5 hours?
Yeah.
I was dragging a chain link fence behind me.
Yeah.
Almost a whole tank of gas I went through dragging that fence around in the different pastures.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. They're really nice looking.
Anyway.
We got a chance yesterday, Bob and I, after we ran out in the middle of the day to go have lunch, and then on our way back we stopped at Marini's farm stand because yesterday they opened back up again, and so they've got some of their Christmas decorations up and a few things like that. So it was a really cute shop.
Yeah.
Cute shop.
Yeah.
So
how are we doing for questions?
I think we are about done.
Okay.
And then I think I can try to help get you something to eat. Is there chicken stew still left in there?
This time of day, it really helps if somebody else stands up.
I bet. So yeah, so we will hop off here and get Carlene something to eat, and then Bob and I can go and do the stuff that we need to do this evening. So, oh yeah, Bob's gonna move the camera and show you these dogs over here. Those two, they are buddies. And there's Sizzle. She worked hard today too. She's such a good dog. Sizzle's a really good dog.
She's good.
She's a very good, well, they all are. All right, everybody. Whoops. That's falling down. All right, everybody. Have a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow.